So Nigel, we're here in Madeira. We're here to shoot photography, obviously, but there's lots of video features are in this Z8, and you also shoot a hell of a lot of video as well. So what are you most excited about in this Z8 from a video side of things?
I'm so excited about this because it's just a camera I've really wanted to have a smaller body than the Z9 that I can actually take out and shoot video. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber, I shoot a lot of video, and just having the ability to have flexibility with what I can shoot. So whether I'm shooting a higher bit depth or a slower frame rate, like 120 or something, some of the features on this that I've seen are incredible.
So especially from the cameras that you used previously for video, so Z6 II, and to get access to that kind of 10-bit, you would need an external recorder, which I imagine you wouldn't take with you.
No, so I definitely wouldn't do that because weight's so important to me. So it's the internal recording part of it, which is so important.
Yeah, so Z8 internal 10-bit, it can also go up to 12-bit RAW if you wanted to as well, if you wanted to edit that.
Yeah, I might run out of memory storage for that, but yeah, but just 10-bit and that extra color information that you get, when you're grading it, it just makes such a big difference. I mean, I'm excited to try the 12-bit, and I think it goes up to 8K 60 in
It does
NRAW,
indeed.
is it?
It does indeed.
That's
and
bonkers.
I was going to ask you, is there like a particular resolution and frame rate you normally record in, or is there?
Yeah, so I'm usually recording in, all my videos are published in 4K 30 frames per second. So at the moment I can't do 4K 120, so if I'm shooting waves and things like that, then I've got to drop down to 1080 and just upscale it, which is sort of okay, but you lose that quality, and quality is so important for my videos. And then the other advantage I can see, which I'm again excited about, is 8K, because if I'm doing a bit of B-roll where I'm talking about a scene and a composition, which I do all the time, then be able to punch into it and still be at 4K is so exciting. Because before I got to 4K in my videos, I used to be at 1080, publishing them all, and then 4K gave me that punch in. But now I'm publishing at 4K. To get punching, I've got to shoot at 8K.
Yeah, so you get that, as you mentioned earlier, 8K 60, 8K 30 frames if you wanted to, but then you also get that 4K 120 in camera, 10-bit if you wanted it to be as well. So I think it's really going to allow you to be more creative with the resolutions and frame rates that you shoot with, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
One other thing to be aware of as well, I don't know how much time-lapse you do, or it might be something that you're starting to do more and more.
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because I was just doing a project in the Outer Hebrides where I was there for a month, and I had a little bit more time, so I was trying more things, trying to be a little bit more creative. Because obviously when I'm trying to do photos, record a video, there's a lot to do. So time-lapse, is probably one of the things that doesn't get done. But I did a time lapse there, and it was actually of the Aurora on my Z6 II, and it produced a 4K video. I had all the NEF raw files, but it produced a 4K video, which is fantastic. But this produced an 8K video.
It does indeed, yeah. So if you want to do in-camera time-lapse and get it to produce an 8K video, then you can do that as well.
You almost then don't want to edit the NEF files. I might get a bit lazy then.
Yeah, maybe. But I suppose if it means that your workflow is a little bit easier, then that means you
can also see it, can't you? I mean, and then you've got those NEF those raw files that have got extra bit depth that you can produce something even better.
Absolutely, if you needed to as well.
I
suppose one other thing that's worth talking about is, from an autofocusing point of view, it's quite common that you're filming yourself. And I also would imagine that it's quite common that there's a lot of time where you're out about on your own. You might not always have a second person with you. Is there something that you do particularly when you're walking to camera? Is there a mode that you use where it kind of follows you?
Well, I mean, autofocus is so important as a, when I'm on my own doing videos, that's so difficult to get right. And if it goes wrong, doing it again it's time. And quite often I'm walking into camera talking. So I get to a location, I set the camera up, I walk and then walk back to it. And just having it nail focus every time is really important to me. So again, I'm really looking forward to trying that out.
Yeah, I mean, this borrows effectively the focusing system from the Z9. So it will be able to follow you and track your face from greater distances, more consistently, more accurately. And then even if you are trying to talk to camera in darker situations as well, you should be able to get better results than previous as well.
Basically a Z9 in a little body.
That's the idea. All those video features that you got in a Z9 kind of crammed into this smaller body as well.
It's literally a dream.
Well, thanks for talking me through that.
That's
and I'm really excited for some of the stuff that we're going to shoot over the next few days.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thanks so much.
Me too.